Hi there, this is video T 4.5 and we're working on sine calculations and we're practicing, and this is kind of a continuation of the previous one where you have done some guided practice with me together to do each of the options, and then these ones I don't tell you which formula or how to set it up and you're kind of on your own. But I have faith, if you've gotten this far, you know what you're doing. So why don't you turn the video off? There's 3 questions here. Do the 3 questions and then turn the video back on and make sure we're agreeing. And if we didn't, pay close attention and see where, I don't know, what kind of mistake you made. Maybe it's just, you typed something into your calculator and it came out wrong, or which is like, that's not a big deal, or you're missing a step and it's not quite clarified. Anyway, please turn off the video. I trust you to do that. And then come back. And we're back. All right, so this one says find t. So I'm going to put a little t there, because remember, if you have capital letters, those are always the vertices. Ooh, that's the plural vertex, which is corner. So vertices is the same as corners. And we go across and lowercase. In other words, you're going to find the hypotenuse. I'm going to label, even though that's little t, this is my hypotenuse. Around the angle, around the corner, there's my adjacent. And this side is opposite. Oh gosh darn it. I did it again. Because I have adjacent and I have hypotenuse. And you know what? That is not sine. My bad. Right? Because sine is opposite hypotenuse. Now, if this 3 had been down there, we'd be fine. But I don't feel like throwing out this piece of paper just because I grabbed the wrong one. Let's just do it. So, obviously, if we have adjacent and hypotenuse, we're going to use cosine. Truth is, the calculation's almost identical to what you would do for sine, except you use the cos button instead of the sine button. Okay, so cosine theta is equal to adjacent over opposite. Cosine 37 degrees. Adjacent side is 3 over opposite. Whoa, nope. Formula screwed up there. It should be hypotenuse. All right, adjacent over hypotenuse. And I caught myself because I saw that that was highlighted and I'm like, why do you have opposite there? Okay, checkpoint. I have a number there, and an unknown. So 2 out of 3 is awesome. Let's get the handy dandy calculator. Yeah, if you haven't used your calculator in a little while, what is the magic thing to type to make sure it's set right? Remember, tangent 45. And that should be equal to 1. If you're getting 1.6, then your calculator is set wrong and you should figure out how to fix it. If you really get stuck, I have found that if I Google, you really can't see it there, but there's a model number on there, and put manual behind it, you can bring up your manual. If you buy a calculator, save the manual. You actually might need it. Okay, there's my little rant for today. Anyway, it was cos 37. So 0.7986 is equal to 3 over my hypotenuse. When you are solving for basically the top or the bottom of this fraction, you're always going to end up cross multiplying. So put this over 1. Is it always 1? Yes, it's always 1. So 1 times 3 is equal to 0.7986 times my hypotenuse. Okay, I'm going to go up here because I realize I'm about to run into other questions. So 3 is equal to, you see that? Yes. 0.7986 hypotenuse. And then we're going to divide 0.796. Right, because we want to get rid of this and have hypotenuse all by itself. When we divide that by itself, it cancels to 1, which we don't need to write. But we do need to write 0.796 986, the exact same thing on the other side. Hypotenuse is equal to 3 divided by 0.7986. There we go. 3.76. Let's look at the question. The question was just plain old 3. So if we round this like a whole number, so I'm going to go with my theory of rounding to the same part. 4 is equal to my hypotenuse. And there's no units here, so I don't have to worry about units. And what I should check is the hypotenuse is the longest side. And there we go. Oh, because the question said find t, I would go 4 is equal to t. I, as an instructor, probably wouldn't care that you had hypotenuse or you had that, but you might. You might get an instructor who's very fussy, so let's do it. Perfect. Oh, I'm just going to say my apologies for anybody that tried to use sine because this said sine on there. I'll have to make a little note on the video. Okay, keep going. Here's my hypotenuse around my angle, adjacent, opposite. And let me just highlight. I have my hypotenuse, I have my opposite, so I am good to go with sine. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. I like the ones when you have to find the angle because it's easier. Sine theta, because I don't know what it is. Opposite 22.3 over 33.6. All right, so we can't do anything on this side. We're just going to divide there. Sine theta. 22.3. Oopsies, you can't see that. 6637. 0.6637. Okay, so is that my angle? Yeah, no, that's too small. That is the ratio, the sine of my angle, not the angle itself. So to find actual theta, I'm going to write sine -1 to remind myself what I did. Second, sine. Now, I could retype that, but my calculator is cool, and it does it for me. So 41.58 or theta is equal to 42. You don't need to write that stuff. I've just been writing it so that you guys can see when I round, that's where it's coming from. All right, almost there. One more. So here we found our angle. Notice if we have the angle back here, okay, sorry, it was cos. You just type in cos and the angle. When you have sine theta, when you don't have the angle, that's when you have to remember to use that shift sign or the inverse sign, wherever you want to think about it. Okay, labeling. There's my hypotenuse. That seems to be what we're going to look for. Round the corner, where my angle is, that's my adjacent. And this side is opposite. Okay. That's the stuff I'm working with. So I have opposite and hypotenuse. That sure looks like sine to me. Sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Now let's plug it in. Sine 28 degrees is opposite 20 over hypotenuse. There is my first checkpoint. I have two numbers and an unknown, so that's good. Sine 28. It says sine 28, so that's what I punched in. I like it when it's straightforward. 0.4695 is 20 over my hypotenuse. As always, if I'm looking for either the top or the bottom down here, I might cross multiply. So 1 times 20, 0.4695 times hypotenuse. 20 is equal to 0.695 hypotenuse. Divide by 0.46, oopsies, 95. Hypotenuse, and my brain says it should be about 30. I'm probably terribly wrong on that, but it's just a guess. 20 divided by 0.4695. Yep, I was pretty much off on that. 42.60 or 43 is my hypotenuse. Or in this case, there is a little bitty z there, so 43 is equal to z. And there were no units, so ta-da, and there we go. I hope that worked well for you. About the 5th time, sorry about the cosine at the top. No worries. The calculations are almost the same. Have a marvelous